Hey, hardworking Christian mom, welcome to the Victorious Working Mom. Do you want more time and less mom guilt? Do you find yourself up late at night, searching time, productivity, and life hacks? Do you wake up with big, ambitious goals only to feel like you're dropping the ball or missing the important stuff when life happens and everyone needs you again? Hey, I'm Dr. Naka. I too was trying to do all the things at home and work and burning out. I too felt overworked and underappreciated and wished to hide or escape and get a much needed break. I wanted to be present at home, productive at work, and be calm and rested, but I kept telling myself this is what it is to be a working mom and I had to suck it up and deal. Until I found God's power to be present and set priorities. In this podcast, you will find time, space, and support so that you will be less busy, less cranky, and less lonely. So get comfy in your hiding place from your kids and let's grow, glow, and go. Hi, this is Dr. Naka, and you are getting this great interview with Chi Okonkwo, and it's going to be a two-parter. So if you have not left a review, please consider doing it. It just helps me to give you what you want, what you need, know what you like, know what you don't like, and also consider joining the Facebook community, Christian Professional Moms. Remember, Victoria's Working Mom podcast is about using God's power to be present and set priorities. This interview you're going to listen to is a juicy one, and I think it's good to start having some mentors and sheroes, people, women we look up to that are getting those wins and giving us the blueprint. I hope you enjoy. I think it's amazing. I just like, wow, so many nuggets. Again, you mentioned about the managing up and managing down. I think that's definitely an acquired skill. And you didn't just walk out of Howard University with that, I would imagine. That's something like you're trying to bridge gaps because you might work for people that they're an authority over you or a supervisory role, but you might know the job better than them. How do you manage that? And also the emotional aspect of that frustration or resentment, but you're still trying to be respectful and you still have to communicate and engage. And then going down, you might be very competent and in charge, but then you have to pull those people up to act at the fullness of their training or ability, or else you're just going to be crushed, if I'm understanding it, not being in your exact discipline. And you mentioned about wholeness, about you sought a supportive environment. You created it in self-care, self-soothing. And you mentioned fasting. People get fasting wrong. They think fasting is about appeasing God. No. Fasting is about getting clear, drawing closer to Him, taking some of the noise out and some of the numbing that we do when we feel anxious or uncomfortable, and really getting in His presence. It's for us to draw closer to God. He's already close to us, but we got a lot of clutter. When you were saying the people pleasing, and I'm trying to do it the way I think. When you fast, you probably got to hear from God on what does He think. And if you look in the Bible, He always wants people to be who they are. He's always stripping away the layer. He didn't want you wearing Saul's armor. He needs you with that slingshot and that rock, because the things He already put in you had a master class in having to bridge gaps culturally and diversity, being a child of immigrants. You're growing up in a country that your parents were not raised in. You already know the old school, new school, emerging technology of the internet, cell phones. Like, you had a master class in this before you got into your profession. And I just wanted to weave that out, because a lot of what we're seeking outside is already within, and good people just help magnify and bring out and refine what was already in you, using your resources in health resources. And I'm gonna let you continue on. You had the foresight to say, I got this good NASA job, this good government job, and got good benefit, and I'm going to use them. We've worked for the healthcare, because y'all could get massage, chiropractor, all that. And you saw fit that I need this to be able to maintain and to thrive. I can't just show up for work. I have to make the work show up for me. I have to use what I have around me to meet my needs. before I can meet goals. So I can't innovate and turn it up down at NASA if I'm torn up on the inside. And that was something I really want to highlight, because in the health sector, a lot of times it's when we run ourselves down. Now we're seeking care, but we can take care of ourselves on the front end and plan our PTO and book our appointment, and you make the job and everybody else move around that, versus you abandoning yourself and then you do all that and you don't get the promotion.
Your community, your network is so important, right? And like you said, that has been a part of everything from this, like you said, that childhood and learning how to navigate when your parents are immigrants, but you're trying to make your way in the United States in elementary and middle school where they didn't have that, and how to figure out the best way to take the best of both worlds and excel as a hybrid. Yes, I had to bring that same thing to the workplace. And again, it was another challenge because I celebrated being the director, but then now I've become the boss of coworkers, people that were my coworkers for 7 years. So how do I win them over? And really being able to pour into myself and build it for myself, I had the opportunity to almost like close things off and just work on my team. And again, taking your notes down, just understand no change is comfortable, right? So again, even just we've talked about fasting, is you are mindfully making yourself uncomfortable. Your body likes to eat, but you are disciplining yourself for a greater good, like you said, to be able to receive spiritually. So I did the same type of thing for 3 or 4 months after becoming the director. I didn't pursue any projects of my own. I poured into my staff, and I know them very well. We used to sitting together, going to lunch, drinking coffee as coworkers. But now I'm their boss. I'm doing their evaluation. I'm approving their training. And so again, the work that I put into myself, I put into them. There was one particular member of my team who wasn't operating at the level of others. I know what others supervisors were telling me to do. And instead, I pulled him into my office. We had a great conversation, took him off of all the projects he was working on. And I said, you're going to be a little me, and everything that I did to get here be successful, I want you to emulate. And I put him on all the projects I used to work on. And it took a great step of faith for me, because that was almost like how I got to I saw it as how I got to my job. But I knew if that formula worked, it could work for him. And so I put him in my position, and all the projects and things I used to do for the most part, took him off the other job, split it up. And I can tell you, here we are. This is before the pandemic. Here we are 2 years after it. And I get calls from people that have known him. He's worked in NASA longer than I have. I get calls from people that know him saying that they can't even believe this is the person. So again, thriving and surviving, we have to learn how to shed what doesn't serve us. We have to learn how to distance and disassociate ourselves from things that don't get us to our ultimate goal. And that's why journaling is so important. That's why vision boarding is so important. That's why sitting down and just taking the time. What do I really want out of this? Many aspects of your life are important, because if it's not helping you, it's hurting you, let it go. So again, your network is important. The people that are around you are important. And you can use everyone. You can use those who agree with you. You can use those who don't agree with you, right? Those are all thoughts and collective consciousness. But build up the people that are around you, especially in the workplace. It won't just be you. That's survive. Thrive is you have people that you can go to that can keep you encouraged, that you can actually delegate work to. They can cover you when you need to step away and take time for yourself. And so that's what I did for about 3 months. Even brought in a brand new person to my office, not new to NASA, brand new person to my office. I loved her energy. And that was also paying off, because although she's still learning the technical aspects, her energy moves along greatly with the rest of the team. We've lost a few people. We're going to be adding someone, but that circle around you is really key to you thriving. Also, you have to find ways to share your vision with them. I like to be transparent. Like I said, when I got that first note, it said a version of T that I thought I had to present myself as. But now that I'm a more authentic T, and again, it helps that I work with them for years, so they kind of know me. Taking on a new moniker as their director, I'm very open about my vision. I try to say it over and over. When we were kids, our mom used to say, taste and see that the Lord is good. And anybody who knows her knows that's her phrase. What's your phrase? What does your team, what are the people that are close to you at work? What do they know is your thing, right? So be able to emulate your vision, speak your vision so frequently that the people around you, that this is what you're about. So we were able to have a synergy right before the pandemic started that helped us be successful and continue to thrive despite not even being able to see each other. So that's an important part of it. Find what doesn't work for you. Find the energy that doesn't help you accomplish those goals that you dream about, that you've been working on, and eliminate it, just like you eliminated that food during the fast. Is it forever? Probably not. But can it be temporary while you're getting your focus? I think that's a definite opportunity to thrive instead of just surviving what you're working through.
Man, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Get focused, get clear, make the vision, write the vision and make it plain. Delegate. You got to have a team. You remember the Proverbs 31 woman had people that worked under her. She wasn't running herself ragged and they called her blessed. So a lot of these things, it weaves in because sometimes we feel like because the structure looks different, we don't realize that the principles are ancient. We're just applying it into modern times. And I think that's so beautiful. And it really honors what we were brought up when we're just translating it in a different way. And I think it's really important because as women and we're getting in positions of power, a lot of us are taught to shrink. We hide. And you're saying, you got to shed that and own your power and seek out help. And you still get to be you. You don't have to try to be a mini man. You don't have to be a meanie. It's mean when you're not clear. It's not mean when you don't say what your needs are. It's not, you're not being nice when you don't share your needs. You're not being kind or nice when you run your body down and then you're resentful of everybody. It's kind to be clear. It's kind to be direct. It's kind to let people know what you expect from them. That makes you a good leader. That makes you a good employee. Some people may not like it because they might be struggling with their own dysfunction. But if you want to be in a system, you have to have a good structure to have good function. And you
Yes,
said I was able to function more properly in my role when I got some structure around me and when I got a team to support it. And if that's something that you're struggling with and you are like, I'm in the financial management space, down in the government and we need help. That's what she said her Thrive coaching will help. You have to analyze and know where you're at. If am I in survival? This is the evidence of it. And where do I need to go to have that emerging technology married to the strong systems that give us the consistency, the communication, the auditing and accounting. And but I also need a team because I can't just have it on the computer. I need to have the vision in the people and the creativity and the innovation and to merge those that have the experience and maybe not the tech. And then the people that got the tech but don't got the experience and the
exactly.
leadership together. That's
Yes.
what just old Dr. Nucka got from what you were saying.
You got it. That is a true assessment and diagnosis of what I'm trying to do. And for anybody who's listening and they feel overwhelmed or she's so clear, just know it comes with some up days, some down days. It's a journey, not a straight line or a straight path. And that's why writing it down is you're going to have peaks, you're going to have valleys. But the number one I would say the one thing that you have to be wary of is your self speak, is your negative self, right? So before anybody tells you no, it's tackling your own inner no. So again, being able to journal and just write down, being able to wake up and write down a dream, being able to put your toothbrush down and write down a thought, get in the habit of capturing just capture it because again, you're going to find out later when you are in a different cycle or a different phase and you go back and you read over it, that is your power. Like you said, it's already inside of us. What we need is already inside of us. Sometimes it's maybe not the right timing or you're not in the right mood, but you, like a seed, you already have everything you need to be successful in you. So definitely as a Thrive coach, that's really what I'm trying to do is just help encourage others, it's in a career or their personal life, to start to nurture and trust that inner voice. Silence the inner critic. Sometimes the inner critic is good. If you're impulsive, you're all over the place, you lack discipline, that inner critic can help you get in alignment. But once you start to silence the critique or silence the judgment and just get that information down, being able to go back to it a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, you'll find that the solutions that you need for your future were already captured. You just didn't trust it. So again, doing that self-work, taking care of yourself, or whatever physical needs you have, making sure you're okay so that you can nurture that inner voice, that inner light that you have that is trying to guide you to your promised land, to where you are a benefit of what you were supposed to be here to do. So it's a beauty to be able to do it. Um, it came with bumps and bruises. My goal is just to help the next person with maybe a few less bumps, being able to learn from my personal story. And if you think you got everything about me, trust me, I have so many more layers that I do share in my Thrive coaching as examples. But many opportunities we have are prescriptions to thrive. Just that maybe we didn't have the right voice in our ear at the time to tell us that this is something that's to benefit.
Absolutely. It almost sounds like you have to give yourself permission first. And then it does key because you mentioned it throughout about mentorship, about having coworkers. Like, no man is an island, no woman is an island, and letting it be known and writing it down and owning it is important. And that Thrive coaching, because you've logged the hours, honey. You're not new to this, you true to this. And you're sparing up somebody that's coming up, a new professional, even a new mom that's just, I want to be all the things, but I don't even know how to go about this. I don't know how to speak the language of that person that might be the civil servant that's been there forever. And I'm bringing something that I feel passionate about. And they're just, I'm just here trying to log my hours till I retire. That there's a song and a dance to that. And speaking of dance, this is something that, yeah, I don't know, because we've been talking business, but dance is life. I don't know if that's okay for me to share. Actually, she's very creative. And it always boggled my mind how she could be in such accounting, IT, systems, tech, and then she is cooks, dance, does hair, artistic. Like, it's like she is actively using both sides of her brain all day long. I marvel at it. I cannot draw. I dance for the Lord, but nobody's gonna pay for that. And I think that energy, that creativity, from what I'm hearing when you said I owned it and I'm being my whole self, you turned on both sides of your brain. You said, I'm going to address and let it and capture that role or that energy that I want to bring in. And I think that's important. Like, in your self care, did you find that you went back to hobbies or things that you love and like to do?
Definitely, definitely. And especially during the pandemic. Like, if we come out of this pandemic and you're not your best self, you didn't do it. Definitely, I would say bits and pieces. Again, I did travel a lot, 2018, 2009, 2020. I was supposed to be flued out everywhere. You hear me? Between January and March of 2020, I was supposed to hit like 4 different cities. However, yes, in my inner, I believe in having a positive outlet, and that outlet can be many different things. Again, being in NASA headquarters or, being in finance for many years, I like to express myself in a totally different way on my personal time. So that made way to, of course, dancing now. That, me, I'm going to dance everywhere. So that's just a celebration of life. As long as I'm in this body, I'm going to dance. But also, yes, I found painting to be very therapeutic. Definitely listening to music. It could be anything from binary beats that help me center myself to just the newest flavor song. Music is a big part of my life. I have music on at home, in my office. Music is a huge part of me. But again, just having the opportunity to express yourself in any form that it comes. Like you said, it can be decorating, it can be in hair and makeup. I love doing my daughter's hair and makeup and helping them express their individual. But yes, I do benefit from being able to express myself creatively without true words with a movement, with the stroke of a paintbrush or an eyebrow pencil. I do find that to be as equally rewarding as implementing a brand new system at work. They're both highs for me.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, gotten so much from this, and I hope that you listener as well. She, thank you so much for your time with us. But we gotta know, because she is a busy woman and she don't do like I do and be scrolling on the TikTok and she's booked and busy. But where is the best way for if somebody's I want to be down with what you doing, help me thrive. I'm just trying to survive. How can they reach out to you?
The best way to reach me is definitely going to be LinkedIn. And again, I like LinkedIn just because it's a little bit more professional than a Facebook or any other social media for now. So LinkedIn is the best way. You can, if you just want to take a look, you can look up Chi Okonkwo at NASA and you can take a look at some of my posts. I have a few written publications or have been tagged into other people. That's a great way to reach out to me. Definitely on LinkedIn, you can leave me a message. I do check messages mostly evenings and weekends, maybe some early morning, but that is a viable way to get a message to me. Also, I am on Instagram. Happy Working Mom, no G, just the N, working, WORKIN, mom. And then also we are launching my Thrive Coach Chi. That's also going to be on many different social media platforms. Look out for my Thrive Coach Chi. That will be on Instagram and Twitter, maybe possibly a TikTok. Got to talk to my girls about that.
And just so we were clear, who would be like you're saying ideal, like the Thrive coaching? Is your target audience?
Part of the Thrive Coach, again, my specific background is in federal financial management. So if you're finding yourself, if you're new to it, or you have been in the field, but you feel stagnated, like you said, you're just stuck in surviving, definitely reach out to me with coaching, talking to just a word of encouragement. If you're in the federal financial management space, even state and local, I would love to talk to you. Also, if you are stuck in the middle, right? So even in your personal life, you feel that you're not advancing, you're not moving forward, and not necessarily on the business side, but just how do I get the most out of my day to day? I've been stuck. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not seeing results. I can also help you in personal challenges. Again, I've shared a little bit about my experiences, but I do have a formula. I do have uh, specific tips that I could provide that have worked for me in both my personal life, being a mom, being married 14 years. A lot of that takes uh, commitment to yourself as well as engagement to others. So I could share with you about that. So if you do feel stagnant, if you feel that in your personal life you're not really achieving and you'd like to take a stab at thriving in your personal life and not just surviving, I could definitely walk you through some of those tips and the formulas that work.
Solid. Y'all get that? It's going to be in the show notes and it'll definitely be on the website, www.victoriousworkingmom.com. Thank you so much, Chi, for the time that you spent, for pouring into the listener today and to me, not just today, but previously. And those kicks of encouragement definitely stay part of my support system to keep going. This was more than what I expected, and there's still more to talk about. So we have to bring you back. And y'all, if you have specific questions for Chi, you can go to the website. You could go to her LinkedIn if you want to ask her. But if I really would love to bring her back and be able to respond to some of the questions from our listeners. And so if you want to go to the website, www.victoriousworkingmom.com, you can give a voice note and say question for Chi because we want to bring her back so we can really squeeze some more words of wisdom out as far as the Thrive coaching. And check her out on her LinkedIn because more content is coming, coming, coming. And if you are in this capacity or you have a speaking platform and you need her, you better act fast because yesterday's prize. Thank you again so much for listening to Victorious Working Moms podcast. This is for you that we don't have to live in stress and overwhelm. We can have faith-based self-care and stress management systems so that we can grow, glow, and go. Be blessed. Jessica and Guano.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Victorious Working Mom Podcast. If this podcast episode has blessed you, kept you company, please feel free to like, review, and follow, and share with a fellow working mom. You can connect on IG at Victorious Working Mom, on Facebook, Neka Ichoku, DOMPH, and our website, www.victoriousworkingmom.com. Feel free to join the Christian Professional Mom community, and let's continue to grow, glow, and go. Be blessed.